If you ever found yourself online reading about supplements for cycling or triathlon, you've probably had the same thought. Do I actually need all this, or is this stuff just expensive sugar in a fancy package? Hi everyone, my name is Filip, and today I want to simplify this completely. No hype, no magic pills, just a few supplements that actually work, and when to use them and what you can safely ignore. Because supplements can help performance, but only if you focus on the right ones. And one important thing before we start: supplements are not a replacement for real food. They are there to support your training, not to fix a bad diet. If your basics are not in place, no supplement is gonna save you. But if your training and nutrition are already solid, then yes, a few simple things can make a real difference. So let's get into it. The first one is probably the least exciting, but it's also the most important: electrolytes. If you ride for more than an hour, especially in warmer conditions, you are losing fluids and minerals through sweat. And it's not just water. You are losing sodium, potassium and other electrolytes that your body needs to function properly. When these levels drop, you start to feel it. Your power drops, your heart rate drifts, you might get cramps, or you just feel flat. A lot of riders try to fix this by just drinking more water, but that doesn't solve the problem. Because you are replacing fluid, but not the minerals. So for longer rides or indoor sessions where you sweat more, adding electrolytes to your drink is very simple upgrade. Nothing complicated. A tablet or powder in one bottle is enough for most riders. It's not flashy, but it works. Now, once proper effective hydration is under control, we move on to the real fuel of cycling: carbohydrates. This is where many cyclists still go wrong. They try to ride long or hard sessions without enough carbs, and then they hit the wall. You know the feeling. Your legs run out of gas, everything slows down, you start negotiating with yourself just to finish the ride. That's not a fitness issue, that's a fueling issue. Carbs are your main energy source on the bike, and if you don't replace them during longer rides, performance will drop. So for rides longer than about 90 minutes, you want to start fueling early and stay consistent. This can be as simple as a mix of energy bars, gels, or a drink with carbs. You don't need to overcomplicate it. The goal is just to keep your energy stable instead of trying to fix it once it's already gone. And one small tip here: don't wait until you feel hungry. If you wait that long, you are already behind. Think of carbs as a steady drip of fuel, not something you use as an emergency fix. Alright, now let's talk about the one supplement everyone already knows: caffeine. This one actually deserves the hype. Caffeine is one of the most researched performance enhancers in endurance sports. It works by reducing the perception of effort, so the same effort feels easier. You can push a bit harder, stay focused longer, and delay fatigue. That's why so many riders use it before the races, or even during longer training sessions. But here's the key: more is not better. If you take too much, you get jittery, your heart rate spikes, and your performance can actually drop. So start small, test it in training, not on race day, and find the amount that works for you. For most people, that's somewhere in the range of one strong coffee or a small caffeine gel. Now we've covered fueling and performance during the ride. Let's move to what happens after, because this is where a lot of progress is either made or lost, and that's protein. After a hard ride, your muscles are not just tired, they are actually damaged on a microscopic level. But that's normal, that's how training works. But for your body to repair and come back stronger, it needs protein. Not for energy, but for rebuilding. If you skimp on the protein, recovery is slower, you stay sore longer, and over time your performance can plateau. So after harder or longer sessions, taking in some protein is a very good idea. This can be real food or a simple protein shake if that's more convenient. Both work. The advantage of a shake is just speed and simplicity. And again, no need to overcomplicate it. You don't need 5 different types of protein. Just something easy that you can use consistently. So if we step back for a second, that's really it. Electrolytes for hydration, carbs for energy, caffeine for performance, and protein for recovery. 4 things, not too many. Now before we get you out of here and back on your bike, let's talk about some of the things you probably don't need. Because this is where a lot of money gets wasted. There are always new products promising better endurance, faster recovery or higher power. I'm talking about stuff like fat burners, testosterone boosters, or maybe some exotic superfoods. The problem is most of these either have very weak evidence or not at all. And in some cases, they can even be risky, especially when it comes to unregulated supplements. So a good rule is this: if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. There are few maybe supplements out there, things like creatine, beta-alanine or beetroot juice. They can have some benefits in specific situations, but they are not essential. And for most endurance athletes, they are not the first place to start. Get the basics right first. That's where the real gains are. And one final point, which is very important: always choose supplements that are tested and certified. Look for third-party testing because contamination is a real issue, especially if you race under anti-doping rules. So don't just buy the cheapest option, make sure it's clean and safe. Alright, let's bring this all together. There's no secret stock that will suddenly transform your performance. But if you train consistently, eat properly, and use a few simple supplements in the right way, you can absolutely ride stronger, recover faster, and feel better on the bike. Keep it simple, focus on what works, and ignore the noise. If you found this helpful, you can like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the ROUVY channel. And if you want to learn more about nutrition, watch this video right here. Thanks for watching, I'll see you out on the road or riding on ROUVY, and remember, as always, keep going!